Do you believe your life is guided by a great spirit or a soul's calling? For most of my life, I've had these questions burning in my body. I've always wanted to know if I was on the correct path, if there was something guiding my life I could communicate with, and if I wasn't here alone. Through self-inquiry, journaling, and meditation, the answers will present themselves in brief moments of clarity. Sometimes I would feel the answer to be yes, of course, we are all guided. And at other times, it felt like I was here alone, struggling against the world. It wasn't until I met Yolanda and heard her story that I truly believed in the presence of a guiding Great Spirit. Her remarkable story, from her childhood to the present day, is one of complete faith in the voice we all hear, but almost always ignore. The one that tells us to take the leap, to paint the picture, to say hello to that person, to start that business. For no obvious reasons other than it feels right. I think you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, then there are ways you too can reconnect to Great Spirit and receive the guidance we all need in our lives. Last week, I had the pleasure of speaking with Yolanda on her experience connecting with Great Spirit, and how when she decided to listen to her soul's calling, it completely changed her life. Yolanda Martinez is a Native American born in southern New Mexico who grew up remarkably close to Mother Earth. In 1986, living in Monterey, California, Yolanda's spiritual awakening started stirring within her. Spiritual leaders started telling her she wasn't following her spiritual calling, that she was a teacher, a spiritual leader, and she needed to remember who she was. This was not something she accepted right away, feeling unworthy of such a calling. When Spirit started telling her to make drums, she struggled greatly with it. In her soul, she knew it was taboo for women to touch, let alone make a drum, by many of these tribes because of patriarchal beliefs. She kept denying the call until suffering a near-death illness. This is when she surrendered and accepted her fate. Guided by Spirit, she made her first drum and beater in August 1987. She knew nothing about making drums and had no idea of the journey that lay ahead of her. By listening to the calling of Great Spirit, Yolanda became a Native American Grammy winner and master drum maker who has held drum and healing ceremonies around the world. I hope you enjoy our short conversation about ways that you too can connect with Great Spirit. If you have any questions or would like to contact Yolanda, please visit her website at yolandasdrums.com. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Outverse YouTube channel for more conversations just like this one. All right, so my name's DJ. I am editor at Outverse Magazine. I want to introduce a really good friend of mine, Yolanda Martinez. We've been working together on her book outline, and we've had some really great conversations that I wanted to kind of just get down. So I decided to invite her on and start like this Outverse podcast. So do you want to introduce yourself, Yolanda?
Yes, hello everyone. I am Yolanda. I am a Apache Comanche Inca from southern New Mexico. I was raised there and out in the middle of the desert with nothing but nature surrounding me, which I think is one of the biggest reasons that I grew up so connected to Earth Mother and her nature and all of her beauty and connection that is with us all the time.
Yes. One of the biggest themes that we've been talking about during our conversations is this connection with spirit and how it's guided you through your life. Could you go over exactly what is spirit?
Well, what spirit is to me is the connection with Creator, creation, the all that is around us constantly. And like I said, the way I grew up helped me to always be connected with spirit and being able to listen to the guidance and the messages that we all have constantly coming in, you know,
Mhm.
to each and every one of us.
And that would be my next question. Do we all have a personal connection with spirit?
We do. We can't have help but have it,
Mhm.
as it's creation. We are a part of everything that is, like the scientists have discovered that the matter and the things that the stars are made of is also what we're made of. So how can we not be connected
Mhm.
with everything, you know?
Mhm. And it seems like in the modern world, at least, that we've lost kind of a way to connect with spirit in a lot of ways. So we don't really spend a lot of time, like doing certain religious acts like ceremonies. Maybe most people probably don't go to church anymore, or the mosque or temple. Or is there a good way to really reconnect ourselves with spirit so that we can get this personal connection?
Well, what has always worked for me is um, always being out in nature as much as I possibly can. I walk every chance I get. It was easier when I was back home in New Mexico, because my home, I had nobody like right on top of me close. I had 3 acres and I was real close to the Organ Mountains. So I was forever out walking in the desert or going to the mountain and climbing and hiking up on the mountain. And I have always found that when I'm out in nature and just kind of stop the crazy chatter that is always constantly in our heads
Mhm.
and just kind of listen to nature. If we listen to nature, nature connects with us and is constantly sending us signals and messages. You got to pay attention to what animals are coming across your path. Even when I'm driving, I'm very connected with hawk energy, which is, feminine energy. And whenever hawk crosses my path, I know that I need to be aware. There's something coming, or there's something that I need to pay attention to. And it helps if we find there's wonderful books that tell us, what the animals are, what their energy means and connects us with, what is the message we're getting, like from a rabbit, or, they're all, everything has energy and a meaning. So, that, and just, meditation. If you can't be out in nature, meditation, go lean on a tree and sit there for at least half an hour or whatever you can do and start that connection and get that flow going. Because once you understand, you feel it. There's a shift that happens and you feel it.
Mhm. Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like a lot of people, maybe they get these signals, but they ignore them. And that kind of like takes their life in a certain direction, whereas it could have gone, somewhere else. What is something like, what happens when we don't listen to spirit? Is it like, do we get the same signals again and again and we just keep ignoring them, or is it something else happen if we ignore it?
Well, I know from experience that, we can only ignore spirit so long and so much. I didn't listen when spirit was sending me the message that I was to make drums. I kept I kept saying no. I don't know anything about drums, and I'm probably not even supposed to touch a drum. Instinctively, I had this feeling, and so after like a couple years of saying no, I ended up getting sick, because sometimes these messages are really important, and they are something that we are to embark on, to walk on our path and follow through with why we are here. We never know. It can just be something simple, or it can be something very important for us, and not just for us, but for Earth Mother and everyone that is upon it. Because I truly believe that we all come in for a reason and have a job to do, if you want to call it that, or a path, or something to accomplish that is to contribute to the wellness and the growth of everyone and everything on Earth Mother. So I ended up getting very sick and went to death's door
Mm-hmm.
before I finally surrendered and said, okay, you have my attention now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
listening, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I started on my path and in making drums. It opened the door to my music and became a recording artist, songwriter, you know, touring all of the US and Europe and stuff for over 30 years. I mean, nothing like that would have happened if I would have kept ignoring my guidance and the signals from spirit, that I feel come from through our higher self, our higher self that is up above us and can see further, and it's our higher self that's usually, if we're driving, says, don't go that way, you want to go this way. And maybe you avoid an accident or,
Mm-hmm.
a traffic jam or whatever. There's always a reason behind this guidance. And I feel it is important for us to start trusting ourselves, trusting who we are and our connection with Great Spirit, the all that is.
That's great. So you were saying that the two best ways to connect to spirit, or that from your personal experience, are meditation and through nature. Could you speak on gratitude as a part of that kind of um, that grouping?
Yes, every day, every moment, we're getting these gifts. I mean, it's a gift that we are here. It is a gift that we had this opportunity to come into, enter Earth Mother at this time and at this point where we're going through all this changes. And these changes, I started hearing about them back in the 70s. They started talking about the changes. The information kept growing and more people were receiving this information and stuff.
Mhm.
And you know it is it is so important, as I mentioned, because we all carry a piece of the puzzle, and every time you receive this, even waking up in the morning, I give thanks. Thank you, Great Spirit, all that is. I am still here. I am still here. you
Mhm.
know Help me to be awakened, help me to understand, help me to connect, you know and I also learned, when we pray and when we ask for things, to pray as if you already have it. you know
Mhm.
Please
Yeah.
help, my sister get well, and thank you for that gift. Thank you for allowing her to be here healthy and well and growing, because then to me, you're already showing that you believe that this prayer will be answered.
Mhm.
So you're grateful for that. And be grateful for everything: clean water, clean air, everything.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's very important. That's why I kind of wanted to bring it up, because it seems like people are, well, it's hard to be lost in our own minds in a way. And if we're lost in our own minds, we become, anxious, worried, stressed, hateful, all of these things that kind of don't contribute to a better society. And if we can remind ourselves that we're, that we should be grateful that we're even here, maybe this will kind of like circle out to other people and, kind of create a better community in this circle of gratitude. That's why I wanted to kind of want to bring it up. So the three things that people can do is basically they can get back to nature, which is huge. A lot of people, I mean, it's hard to do that sometimes if you're, going to the office every day and then you come right back home,
Hmm.
or you're driving in traffic, so you really need to really make that a priority. Maybe on the weekends or maybe after work, you just go into nature, you sit quietly, or you can meditate. You said like meditation was another great one, and then just feeling grateful about life and about your ability to be
Yes,
here.
yes. And, be in the moment, be in the now, and, see Earth Mother healing and turning into the blue pearl that we all vision, and be thankful that we are heading in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful. Stay out of the anger wave, the depressed wave, the chaos. Instead of being in the wave, ride the wave. Learn how Earth
Nice.
wave by staying in joy,
Mm-hmm.
by
I love
bringing
it.
in light.
Nice. I love it. Okay, so those three things will connect you to spirit. And then do we have an idea of like, obviously it's probably different for everybody as far as the voice that comes in that we should listen to, because the mind can be so loud sometimes that it's the only thing that we listen to. Is there a way to discern like what is spirit and what is the mind and which one we should listen to?
Well, what works for me is what you are hearing bringing you joy?
Mm,
If what you're hearing is negative and is making you anxious and things, then it's not anything positive. It's not from of light, you know. Be discerning by how do you feel with this message?
mm,
And the midsection, that is the receiver, and that's our gut feeling. What is your gut telling you?
mm.
Trust that. Trust yourself. Trust your feelings and guidance.
Nice. I love it. Okay, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. Did you want to kind of tell people where they can find you?
Yes, my website is yolandastrums.com. I'm also on Etsy under Yolanda Strums, and I'm on Facebook. I don't do much on Facebook because I can't be on social media very much. Drains my energy as
Yeah,
it does
yeah, for
all of
sure.
us.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my email, ydrums@AOL. You can email me anytime and connect, and I would love to hear from you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely check out her drums. She's an amazing artist, amazing musician. And then when her book comes out, you gotta check it out as well. So
Yes.
thank you for being with me today. You have any last words you want to say?
No, blessings to everyone, and hang in there, stay focused on. We will get through this, and we will triumph.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our conversation, subscribe to Owlverse magazine at owlverse.org and receive Volume 8 for free and our forthcoming Volume 9. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and check us out on Instagram at Owlverse magazine. And of course, if you want to contact Yolanda, visit her website at yolandastrums.com to see her incredible work and the results of listening to Great Spirits Call.